So if
So
any of those leaders wins, they win the event outright.
yes,
Otherwise, a draw, we will see what will happen after that. Very interesting, still all to play for.
very
Can't wait
interesting
for the
stuff.
last round. Chess, nonsense, and analysis.
Yes, Watu, here we are again.
Yeah.
What are we looking at today?
We're looking at the Moja, and we are now on round 7 and 8.
7 and 8. That is day 4, right? And
Yes.
yeah, it's that time. It's getting interesting, and I think we should immediately dive over to the board and let's see what action happened for the day, Watu. Um,
Absolutely.
so we had we had some leaders now for a while, but in this particular game we had in round 7 we had Nguni versus Boalia, and Boalia was leading with Rogov. I think the two of them,
Hmm.
did they draw in the previous round? Yeah,
Hmm.
in the earlier rounds. So here we have Nguni with the white pieces versus the top seed and co-leader Gillian Boalia. And something happened here that I wouldn't say usually happens to Gillian Watu. We've been
Yeah.
talking about the tournament being long, 2 rounds a day, and
Yeah.
in any event, even a weekend, people tend to get tired at the end of the event. So this was a bit of a surprise to me. Nguni doing his usual thing with his G3 setups. He's got more space. White is comfortable, but of course Black has his ideas of striking back. And
Hmm.
White just played Rook FD1, and what to hear? Black played Rook to D8. Maybe fearing C5, right? Maybe White was looking at C5, and if you take then D6. So Black played Rook to
Yeah.
D8.
But look, it's not a, it's a very strange blunder, and it's got nothing to do with chest strength, and it's basically fatigue and the tension of the rounds. Because if you play rook d8, you are blocking, of course, the way for your queen, and by the way, the rook on white, not many moves are played rook c1, so there's always a knight b5 from the air, right?
Always, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah,
And
yeah. Yeah, you were saying?
yeah, I mean, if instead of this rook d8,
Yep.
black, for example, just plays knight f7 as an example. I
Covering the
mean,
C5 square, right? Stopping the tactic. Yeah.
yes, and I mean, um, it's not easy, but he's alive, yeah. I mean, somehow.
Yeah, no. Black usually has to do a bit of suffering in these type of structures, especially with the bishop on
Yeah,
e7 and so on. But yeah, the game continues. But
again,
rook to d8 just immediately
yeah,
falls to your typical knight b5.
yeah,
And unfortunately for the knight on b6, it's too loose. The queen can't just retreat. Black has to
yeah,
accept. And we have an attack revealed on the
and it's
queen, and the
done.
queen can no
It's
longer
done.
defend the knight, right? So White has basically an extra pawn,
Yeah,
initiative, everything. And Guni went on to convert nice and
yeah,
steadily.
fairly easily. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's yeah, a big mistake. A big mistake.
yeah. So
Unfortunate.
that was on board 1. That was round 7.
Yeah.
Now, shall we move on to round 8?
Yes.
If we go
Round
to
eight.
round 8, we had some interesting clashes
Mm-hmm.
in round 8. This particular game or position that we have, it was between Providence and Daniel Barish on board 4.
Yeah. Well, look, nothing major happened in the other boards because board one was
Boa
uh,
and Mguni, they
Power
drew.
against Nguni draw.
Yeah.
Board two was
Walia and Kodri, quick draw.
draw,
Yeah.
and board three.
Board 3, Rogov beat Mkobozi. Rogov had the
Yes,
black pieces there.
yes, and then this was board four.
This was board 4.
So it's a critical game. And yeah, it was a very much up and down game for a long time. Providence was slightly better, holding an advantage. Then he let it slide and backwards, forwards. Again, fatigue playing a role here. But this position, black is completely winning. Two pass pawns, bishop stopping the knight. The knight we know is much slower than the bishop in such positions.
Yes. The white pawns are nowhere close to be getting to the other side.
It's finished. It's finished. But he's got a minute. But still, even with a minute, under normal circumstances, Daniel should be able to just simply drive
convert this. Yeah, for sure.
Without problems home. Yeah. So, I mean, just, for example, e4 check, yeah? The point is to get the king away. Yeah. And then once the king moves away,
taking g2.
Yeah. Actually, we can move king in, or we can even play e3.
Yeah,
I mean,
go e3.
Two pawns are running.
Yeah.
Yeah, then e2, we push again. Because this time when the knight's on c5, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, this position. Do I have
black
to
just
play?
Pushed e2, right?
Yeah, no, but e2 is fine. Because if king f2, we can play h3.
H3 is possible.
Yeah. We don't play bishop e3 check, because bishop e3 check, king takes is a draw. Because the pawn is of the wrong color.
Yeah, so king will just run back to the corner,
But just h3, and I think it is finished. You cannot stop the pawn, yeah? Then h2 and queen, done. So basically, after e3, knight c5, excuse me, what am I doing? Sorry.
After
knight
e3.
c5.
I think it's here. e3, knight c5. Yeah.
Yes, e2, knight d3.
Yeah.
Because then you cannot play king f2. And now just come in, king e1.
e4, yeah.
I mean, king e4, knight e1, g3. Yeah, and it's all over.
Everything just flows, right? You're just hitting white with every single move.
It's flowing, and it's fairly easy, you know. So this was a complete win, and unfortunately, with a minute to go, Daniel Parrish plays h3, which is a blunder, right?
Yeah.
And now, unfortunately, the pawn cannot now move to e4. This is the problem. And and then afterwards, you know, what is interesting is that the game went on, and even now the game is still actually drawn, because right here, if he just moves back, like stays on the diagonal, it's
bishop b6 or something.
It's a draw.
And the king, he cannot reach the pawn.
The king cannot approach. The king cannot approach, and there's nothing to be done. It's a draw. But he actually took the pawn, actually the knight. Yeah, he took the knight, then a7 and a8 with queen. And even then, okay, but now we're going into the area where the computer. Now, I think practically for human being it's very difficult. But the computer definitely a draw. But I think you don't even have to get here.
No, we can't fault anyone for blundering or missing the draw. This is already too difficult.
This is difficult, but before that, it was an easy draw.
So I mean, Providence just eventually squeezed out something over here.
And then I think in the ladies section, I think nothing out of the ordinary happened. I think Jessie still keeps a point lead. Ansel is giving chase, and but it looks like Jessie's got it in the bag. Unless something happens, but it looks like she's already at least she's already tied first, no matter what.
Jesse's already tied first, and the one that's chasing her, she already beat early on as well. So it seems like she's
doing well.
Over the hill over there, and Jackie Grobelaar, by the way, is in sole third position, 2 points behind Jessie, but she's still ahead of the field over there. So
right, and then in the men's section, by the way, we have a three-way tie. don't we? The two
Yeah.
leaders are playing each other in the last round. We have
So
is it
the pairings, we have Matt Virogov on board one playing Jacob Mguni. So the two
right?
leaders over there. And we
And
on board two, Guillaume Boalia is half a point behind those guys, playing against the other leader, Lyndon Boa over there.
all right.
So,
So if
so
any of those leaders wins, they win the event outright.
yes,
Otherwise, a draw, we will see what will happen after that. Very interesting, still all to play for.
very
Can't wait
interesting
for the
stuff.
last round. Yeah,
Yeah, it's super exciting stuff. Last round, it's probably in the morning, right?
morning. Yeah,
Always a morning. The morning ones are difficult. So
difficult.
yeah,
Yeah.
we are certainly going to be glued to our screens, to our
Yeah,
monitor tomorrow. So all the best to
definitely.
everyone.
Yeah,
Watu, this was good stuff. We will certainly cover tomorrow's session as well. So if you
right.
like what you've seen, don't forget to press the subscribe button, and we will see you for the next one. Cheers.
Bye.